Hi, welcome to the Holding Hands and Throwing Fists podcast. I got the mic.
And I have the opinions.
Friends and listeners, welcome to Season 8, Episode 10. It's the PFL special.
Totally worthy.
We finally made it. Our first Holding Hands and Throwing Fists field trip. We attended the 2022 PFL Championships at the Hulu Theater in MSG, and it was a lot of fun. While we were getting our first drinks of the night, we missed Nathan Schultz submit Jeremy Stevens by arm triangle or katakatame for all the Japanophiles out there. You know, we've been fans of Nathan since the first time Anna and I went to the PFL Championships on New Year's Eve in 2018, and we're sitting next to his wife and mom who were screaming, Nathan!
It was incredible. It's precisely how I would scream your name.
Damn, babe. Thanks. Congrats to him and condolences to Jeremy Stevens. It's just a bummer. As we got there, these dudes were sitting in our seats, so we were figuring it all out when I saw the shot that Shaman Mirage landed on Marlon Mirage and Mirage on Mirage crime that put him down. Oof. It sucks that we couldn't be in our seats and see the setup, but it sucks even more to see Marlon lose because we are big fans of him, and he seems like a really good guy. I hate the word unfortunately, but for real, unfortunately for Marlon Mirage, that's 5 KOs, TKO losses in a row, and 6 out of 7.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that bad.
It's pretty freaking bad, and we really love you, but dude, maybe it's time you take a break or something.
Yeah.
Or have some conversations.
Yeah. Since this is our PFL special, we're going to continue to stray away from our usual Season 8 formatting and continue to give all the goods from Friday night. So there were I was going to say a lot, but I think a lot would be pushing it. However, I don't think it would be pushing it for PFL. There were a lot of celebrity/famous fighters in attendance for Thanksgiving weekend at a PFL event.
Mm-hmm. On a Friday.
GSP was there. It was weird that they didn't show his name or announce him, but who was he very obviously chatting with?
Who?
I don't know. Would he sign for PFL? But he very clearly, I thought, has stated he doesn't want to fight.
No, never.
So why wouldn't he want it to be known that he was there?
Just tell the people, babe.
He was chatting with Hamzat.
Well,
I booed when I saw him.
Yeah, I was about to tell a little backstory. I was about to preface it by saying, be nice.
That's what happened.
So I was busy fucking around drinking beers and not training when I should have been, and hanging out with my closest friends and family, which I shouldn't have been. But Hamzat was not only at Henzo's right before PFL on Friday, but he also trained Saturday and Sunday, and I think he might even have gone today on Monday. And I heard that he was actually very, very super nice and super respectful and was just rolling with people in class and was awesome. So
if you think you can change my opinion with that whack-ass story, you are wrong.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I got no problem with you, Hamzat. And really, you're only mad at him because he missed weight. That's the only reason.
That's not true.
No,
he started 2 fights.
Okay.
At different events.
You mean had some fun?
Hashtag no fighting at fights.
No, that's true.
Come on.
that was. Hey, and you know what? I'm really proud of us. We made it the whole night without any fights.
I know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of us.
Yeah, who are willing to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Aljamain Sterling was also there. It was great to see him, and apparently he had a face-off with.
Are you just doing this? Are you trying to set me up? Or you never set me up like in volleyball outside of volleyball.
I wasn't setting you up with the first one.
And now you just did 2 duds.
I threw. Did you not see me throw and visually?
Aljamain had a stare down with Henry Cejudo.
That was stupid. I thought we had moved away from that.
What?
The Henry Cejudo thing.
Just him being a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's obviously not moved away because that's the fight that's going to happen now.
No.
Don't be mad at me. I didn't freaking write up the contract. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Also there, but I don't even think they put his name on the screen. We just recognized him. Justin Gaethje was there. Why was he there?
Because Kayla Harrison was fighting in the main event, and they're all under Ali Abdelaziz, so that's why they're all freaking there.
Oh, true, and Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
Right. True you. Wiz Khalifa was also there, and he performed 2 songs, one on the stage and one inside the ring. It was wild.
I thought it was going to be I thought it was not going to be good. I thought it was going to be cornier, and I thought it was going to be more cringy. But I think his vibe was very I think he kind of knew it was cringy, but he was just going to be cool about it, and he did his thing, and it wasn't. It was just a thing that happened, and something that we moved on with.
Yeah, really quickly. Last but not least, in the celebrity
sighting,
thank you, there was this weird woman running around in what looked like a bridal gown, in her Louboutin shoes, and her hair and makeup done. I'm convinced she was a runaway bride.
I don't know who the hell she was, but she was literally everybody was looking at her. I'm gonna insert some audio that we took from live from the PFL, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just stop the podcast. We're gonna listen to it offline, and then I'm gonna put it in after, because there's some parts I definitely have to edit out.
Oh boy, so, I wish there was more.
Hold on a sec.
Say that.
I'm at the PFL Championships with the only Greek fighter in the entire tournament, Billy Vass. What do you say about this tournament?
The fights are very great. The crowd is amazing. The atmosphere is great. And hoping for a good fight here,
Thank you so much. We're here with the Italian correspondent, John.
Everyone. Right
Johnny now. Italian. What do you think of the fights?
I'm over here now. The fights are great. And I'm up a lot of money from your whole family and your wife. Your brother owes me $10. He's holding out. And I'm having a great time. Thanks, George, for the invite.
Take care, indeed. I'm here with Irish correspondent. Welcome to the podcast. What the fuck do you think?
Oh, so nice to be on the podcast for the first time. It's been a great night. I love that Puncher's Chance is being advertised at a PFL event. Let's go, Aljo.
That's enough out of you. Croatia! We're in here, Croatia!
I won $4! $4, bitch!
Suck my
Yeah, that's right, you better get that.
Billy Alexander, what do you think?
That wasn't even a contest. Yeah, just outmatched. That's all it was.
On average, how big is the Spartan? Indeed.
I'm sorry, there's 2 more fights.
Megan, what do you think about tonight's events?
I'm so excited. It's really fun. I hope there's not too much blood.
Liam, what do you think about tonight's events?
Suey!
Is there too much blood for you?
No.
So after listening to our live interviews, do you still wish there was more?
I do. Come on. That was a little late in the evening to be.
It was a little late in the evening, but it's also always weird asking questions and recording stuff. And for 2 people who couldn't want to be famous less, it's just ridiculous that we decided to have a podcast where you just asked me to bleep out your name again.
I know. Well, yeah, you're right.
Really, it's just the name and the logo. It's bigger than all of us, babe.
Exactly. It's symbolic, man. since our live interviews don't tell you much, I think there are some results worthy of sharing. So we should tell you
Carry on.
that the Canadian gangster OAM beat Stevie Ray, aka Braveheart, who everyone we were with, except for John, I think, including myself, wanted Braveheart to win because it's a cooler nickname. So OAM beat Braveheart via knockout punch, and it was probably the most exciting and awake the crowd was all night. Brendan Loughnane defeated Bubba Jenkins via TKO in the 4th round. We could not have been happier for Brendan, but honestly, by the time his fight was over, we were all a little sleepy. The event, it was a little long, I gotta say.
And it wasn't even that bad. It could have been worse.
And it could have been worse.
It could have been so much worse.
Ante Delija from Croatia TKO'd Matthias Sheffield in the 1st round, and the Croatian crowd went nuts, but especially me, which you can hear live because I won $4 from Melissa. Aspen Ladd went to Splitty City with Julia Budd, and Aspen ultimately got the win. There was another $1 million fight that was honestly boring as shit, and we have a packed episode, so we don't even need to shout it out. Some people were booing that fight, and then other people, like our crew, were like, we don't like booing, that's rude. But then this one woman screamed, fight like it's for $1 million, and everyone was like, yeah, fair point.
Yeah. She was great because it wasn't even like mean.
Yeah.
It was really just straight to the point. All right, so we had a really great time, and it's funny because all this time it was like the lead up to PFL, and we keep joking that we were gonna do field trips and whatever, and like trying to actually make it work. But I never thought about the recap of the fight, so it's really nice to put a nice little bow to the whole event, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again sometime.
Excellent. Yeah.
We're also talking, I want to get to the bottom of this, why there's no real like standard amateur MMA in New York City show. Mm-hmm. And I think it's got to do something with the health commission or whatever, because I know me and Billy Alexander, who came to PFL fights, we went to amateur MMA that used to take place pretty regularly in Jamaica at this like nightclub in Jamaica, Queens. But I don't know why there's no like just like amateur MMA on Thursday, the 3rd Thursday of every month at Limelight.
I know. I feel like you're certainly onto something with like COVID regulations or like some sort of health changes. But if that's not going on, and I wish it was, because I think it would be more fun to support the amateur scene, I think the next field trip will have to be a road trip to Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
For Bellator.
Yeah.
Because it'll be cheaper than anything else that we see in New York City.
Until we hit them craps tables and lose all the monies.
Or win.
Yeah.
Like I did my $4 after losing, I think, 6.
Big time gambler.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into tweets and replies of the week.
Interesting.
Brendan Loughnane is just a feel-good moment of the what did I call him? Loughnane? No, I said I got it right. Brendan Loughnane is just a feel-good moment of the entire card. He tweeted pictures with his mom with the belt and the $1 million check, and it was pretty amazing. So
very sweet.
Smash a like button on that. Mm-hmm. Johnny Walker, completely unrelated to anything in this episode, who's the Brazilian fighter who's living in Ireland, tweeted a picture of his soon-to-be Irish wife. I replied, I fell for an Irish myself, and he liked it.
Wow. You and Johnny Walker, Biffles.
Really tight. In MMA Twitter, I was reminded of the UFC 196 press conference. This was held in a gym before the first time Nate and Connor fought, because it was such a short timetable, because Nate, remember, was really on vacation in Mexico, but basically came off the couch and fought on like 10 days notice to fight Connor. Do yourselves a favor and rewatch it. Search UFC 196 press conference and make sure it's the one where they are clearly in a gym. It is full of the best back and forth banter ever and full of gems.
Okay.
You got to remember it, babe. Because
maybe when we will watch it, but I don't.
We watched it live, and it's like where Connor famously said that like Nate does gang signs with one hand and makes balloon animals for the children with the other hand. He teaches jiu-jitsu, and that's where like Nate was hilarious too. It was a good back and forth, and it's like in a gym, and there's all these people, and the crowd was raucous, and it's good old days.
They were the good old days.
Then the last thing, babe, remember this, I showed you this, the crazy side-by-side of fighter Sammy Joe Luxton, who is a female fighter, and in one picture on Twitter that was going around and trending, looked like a TikTok influencer with her boobs basically out, and in the next picture, she looks a hot mess in the middle of a Muay Thai fight for one championships, and she looked like... What's the girl's name from Rugrats? Angelica, her doll Cynthia. A bloodied up Cynthia. So it's a nice little dichotomy post of total social media attention grab, but also I'm about that life.
Exactly. Like someone was thinking like get you a girl who could do both.
Mm-hmm.
One of those posts. Anyway, even though this episode is a PFL special and veers off our season 8 formatting, I still think we must bring you the holding hands and throwing fists classics rundown.
Classic.
Whack. All right, MMA boo-boo. George said it was shocking there was no real boo-boo. However, Robert Wilkinson's opponent, Amari Akhmedov, got the shit beat out of him in the first fight of the main card in the first $1 million fight. And he would have continued to get the shit beat out of him, except a doctor stopped it at the end of the second round.
That fight was really exciting. But it was kind of weird because like it was unclear to us, and I think we watched it on TV, we would have been upset that it went on as long as it did.
Yes. We also had a little bit of MMA fashion. Julia Budd may have lost to Aspen Ladd, but she def won the uniform of the night with a purple and turquoise matching shorts and sports bra. She def stood out, and I loved it.
I was also looking for MMA fashion, but I really couldn't find any. There wasn't anything good. But when I looked at Brendan Loughnane and Bubba Jenkins, I liked both of their shorts again too. Mm-hmm. I think Brendan was wearing like a dark green, and Bubba was wearing a black, but it looked really freaking good. And we gotta freaking contact someone who makes. I need to know how trunks and sports bras are made for fights,
so you can make them.
I'm just curious.
Okay. Good guy alert!
Wee!
So, a little bit of a rewind because I have to shout this guy out. I couldn't do it last week. I have to do it. Kennedy Nzechukwu became the main event of that UFC card when the Derek Lewis fight got canceled a few hours before it was supposed to happen. So you need to know Kennedy won, and Kennedy is his mom's primary caregiver as she deals with MS. And after Kennedy's win, being the unexpected main event, he thanked literally everyone from his coaches to the custodians who clean up the UFC Apex. Nzechukwu, no, dang it.
Just call him K-Dog.
No, but I've been trying.
All right, you'll get there. Call him Kennedy.
Nzechukwu. I just got to say it slow. Ended his post-fight speech by saying it would be a blessing to fight whoever the UFC wants him to fight because he's a slow learner, but he is always trying to improve.
That's really sweet.
I can't. This guy makes me so happy, and he says things like that. And his nickname is the African Savage.
And he had a really awesome win, so good for him.
Yes. And last but not least, so we can look forward a little bit, why or just the fact that we want both to win. Why don't you tell everybody about the people we want to win?
Two holding hands and throwing fists icons.
Agreed.
Stephen Booty Boy Thompson versus Kevin Holland. We'll obviously watch the whole thing, the whole card on Saturday, but this is the fight that we really care about, and we really just want both to look good, and we really want both to win because we just honestly love both guys.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's actually quite a few people on the UFC card this Saturday. So if you're home this Saturday night from 7 p.m. on, you should watch the UFC card.
Is it on ESPN Plus?
I cannot see that right now, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. Anything else, Mama?
That's it.
This is the only podcast that almost gets interrupted for laundry. But right now, we're going to make it work. But if you hear a little beep beep in the background, that's what that is. This episode was brought to you by Andreas, Billy Dean, Billy Alexander, John, Maggie, Megan, Melissa, and last but not least, Liam, who will never listen to this or even remember Friday night.